What is up, guys? Rampana1 here, and welcome to This Week in the WWE. This week we are covering the 18th of February to the 25th of February, and we got some pretty interesting topics. A lot has happened this week in the WWE, and I'm going to get into the ones that interested me more. So the first topic that we have here is probably one of the big ones this week, and it's Jack Swagger was caught with weed. Now, he was caught with weed, so Elimination Chamber was Sunday, and then Raw was Monday, and I believe he was caught with weed the night after. And it's not so much that he was caught with weed, I mean, he was caught with weed. Some people believe different things, whether weed should be legal or not. Some countries it is legal, but in the WWE, it's not allowed. He's not allowed to have weed. It's against the wellness policy, and he was caught with it. Now, this puts his match at Wrestlemania in jeopardy. Now, I only see a couple of things happening. Either A, they take him out of the match and give it to somebody else, or B, he has the match, loses the match, and then fades into nothing again. But if he does go through and have the match at WrestleMania, he's not... I see it being a very one-sided match to Del Rio and it being a straight-up job fest on Jack Swagger's side. Now, it really pisses a lot of wrestling fans off that he's done this. I mean, he complained about not getting a title, not getting a push. He asked for his release multiple times. They finally sort of repackaged him, put a great manager on him with Zeb Colter, gave him the Elimination Chamber win, which is, on top of becoming the #1 contender for the title, is a big victory in itself. And then he went and blew it 2 days later. Why would he? I don't know what was going through his head. He fucked up. He screwed himself up, similar to what Jeff Hardy does, whatever. And yeah, I don't know. It's very disappointing. Jack Swagger and Alberto Del Rio. After I took a step back, looked at it, and really thought about it, Jack Swagger versus Del Rio could have been a very, very good match, and I'm very disappointed in Jack Swagger that he's gone out and done this stuff. And I'll sort of address who some of the possible opponents for Del Rio now. Some people are saying that Dolph Ziggler is the next in line for the match at WrestleMania, and I don't know how I feel about that. I really, really wanted to see the Dolph Ziggler versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania because they've been building that up for a while. Since SummerSlam, they've started putting the foundation in for it there, and now later on they've started building up since Jericho's been back. And it's going to be really disappointing if they pull a Dolph Ziggler aside to face Del Rio, for him to just lose. They're not going to take the title off of Del Rio and give it to Ziggler while he has the Money in the Bank briefcase. It just it doesn't make sense, you know. So I'm really... Well, that'd be interesting if he had the title and the briefcase. As soon as he loses it, Big E attacks whoever takes it, cashes it in, wins it again. That's it could be a very interesting concept now that I think of it. But I don't think they take the title off Del Rio because Jack Swagger fucked up. I'd rather see Jack Swagger go into that match and just get embarrassed on the WrestleMania stage in the opening contest. So that's my thoughts on that. Very disappointing in Jack Swagger. But that takes me on to my next thing. Now, Zeb Colter and Jack Swagger did a promo, and I'm not sure if it was on WWE.com, but it was on the WWE YouTube channel, and it was addressing Glenn Beck. Now, for those of you who don't know, Glenn Beck, sorry. For those of you who don't know, Glenn Beck was somebody who commented on the Zeb Colter and Jack Swagger storyline and how it was racist to some extent. And they came back, and they came back pretty hard, and I really, really enjoyed what they did with that promo on WWE.com. It was brilliant how they addressed him, how they called him out. And if I can find the video, I'll put a link to it in the description. You guys should really check that out before Raw tonight. But it turns out that Glenn Beck has declined the offer to appear on Raw this evening. And again, that's very disappointing in itself. That I was really looking forward to where they were going with that. They'll probably take some sort of shot at him tonight, some sort of attack against him. But like I said, it's disappointing that he's decided to decline the offer, because it could have been very interesting. I'm really looking forward to see where they take this storyline from this point onwards, because I don't think it's just going to drop here if they've gone out of their way to get Jack Swagger, who's on the verge of being suspended, and Zeb Colter to do this thing, if it's just going to, again, fizzle away to nothing. So I'm interested to see what they do on Monday Night Raw tonight with that. Now, something that I didn't address last week, which I wanted to, but I can address this week better now because they've had another match, and that is the Shield. Now, as you guys know, the Shield had a match at TLC against Ryback, Kane, and Daniel Bryan, which they won, and it was a very good match, in my opinion, match of that night. So yeah, they won that match. I'm not sure if that match was meant to go, or what they were going to do with the Shield if CM Punk didn't get injured at that point. So that was a good match. Then they had the match at Elimination Chamber against John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback. And at that point, I thought that was it. I thought, the Shield have had a decent run attacking people, building on storylines, stuff like that. Now they're going to give the win to... They're going to make this unstoppable force, the Shield, lose to Cena, lose to Ryback, and lose to Sheamus, so those three can get a bigger push going into WrestleMania. And I was extremely surprised when they won. They beat John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus. And then on Monday Night Raw, they had another match for whatever reason. I don't know why they had it. It was sort of random. But they went on to beat Chris Jericho, Ryback, and Sheamus. All three matches they've had have been spectacular tag team matches. They are the best, from what I've seen in WWE and when I've been a wrestling fan, they're the best three-man team I have ever seen. And it's going to be interesting to see where they go. It's going to be interesting to see the future of the Shield. What are they planning to do with them? Do they want to pull together another all-star team for them to lose at WrestleMania? Do they want to put them in a WrestleMania match for them to win and be bigger and better? I'm not sure, but I think they're going to be heavily involved from now until WrestleMania in in two particular storylines of interest, and I'll talk about those in a moment. But it's, like I said, it's going to be really interesting to see the future for the Shield, and I think I don't want to see them fall off the horse between now and WrestleMania. I want them to go strong into the new year. So the new year for WWE sort of cuts off around April, March time for WrestleMania, and then after WrestleMania it's sort of the new WWE year. But going into the new WWE year, I want to see them go in strong. I don't want them to fall off the horse between now and WrestleMania. I want them to be involved in storylines, possibly go into a WrestleMania match, and then go on to bigger and better things from there. See what they do. Maybe they'll break off into singles careers in the new year. Who knows? But I don't want to see them fall off the horse just yet. And then that takes me into The Undertaker. Now, I'm not sure if this is true. I had a look. I seen some things, and then when I had a look, I couldn't find anything else. But apparently The Undertaker is back. Like I said, couldn't find anything on it. But he was... What I did hear was he was at a live event, and he teamed with Sheamus to take on Rhodes Scholars, I believe. Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. And he probably won. And I think he was in the tag team match with Sheamus because just to support him, because he doesn't look in the best of shape. And I think I would have preferred him to take the time off this year. Leave CM Punk get involved in a triple threat WWE match, and then come back next year, have an epic match before he leaves, and then go off into the sunset with an undefeated streak or a defeated streak, whatever they decide to do with the streak. So I'm not disappointed to see him back, obviously not, but I am in a way. I'd rather see an epic match next year than more of a mediocre match this year and then an epic match, if you know what I mean. It'll add more suspense to his epic match in a year's time. So it looks like he's going to face CM Punk if he's back. Some rumours and speculations are he'll interrupt in the John Cena and CM Punk match tonight and cause CM Punk to lose. I'm not sure how that's going to exactly go down, because that doesn't sound too face-ish, too Undertaker-ish, if you know what I mean. So I'm interested to see what they do with that. It looks like he's going to be facing CM Punk at WrestleMania. I can't think of any other opponent really that he could face. I don't see him doing... I don't know, maybe he could be the epic force that stops the Shield. Let's not rule anything out right now, because I know a lot of people are against CM Punk versus The Undertaker. I know a lot of people are for it. I'm not sure where the company and the writers and Vince McMahon stand on the match. So, I'm not closing any doors, and I'm not placing all my bets and all my chips and all my money on one particular thing. I'm gonna wait till Raw tonight. Hopefully Undertaker will be on Raw tonight, start building up for his match. I believe we got 6 more Monday Night Raws till WrestleMania, so I hope Undertaker's on Raw tonight. And let's see where it goes. Let's see who he's actually going to get in the ring with at WrestleMania, and let's see how John Cena versus CM Punk goes on Raw tonight. And just briefly, that's another thing I want to touch on. How is that going to go tonight? Is CM Punk going to face Undertaker at WrestleMania? If so, Undertaker could be involved in the match in one way or another. Is CM Punk going to be in the match? In that case, I think the Shield will be involved in the match. So, that's a match to look forward to tonight. And the final thing I'd like to cover in this week in the WWE is Paul Heyman versus Vince McMahon in a fight. Not a match per se, in a fight. Now, I think this match here is build up for Triple H versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Now, the big rumor for SummerSlam was it was going to be Triple H versus Brock Lesnar with both John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon in the opposite one's corners, because at the time John Laurinaitis was taking credit per se for the return of Brock Lesnar. He signed this monster, this mammoth, back into the WWE. I believe that's how the storyline went anyway. And the rumors were Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis would be in the corners of each superstar. And those rumors have come up again, from what I've seen, with Vince McMahon and Paul Heyman being in the corners of both Brock Lesnar and Triple H. That could be something interesting. I mean, as long as they don't focus much on Vince McMahon and Paul Heyman during the Triple H versus Brock Lesnar match. But I think tonight is where we'll see the build-up. I see Brock Lesnar coming out tonight. The possible return of Triple H could be tonight. And we'll start building up to their WrestleMania match. It's going to be interesting, because in past years for WrestleMania, they've sort of dedicated the main segment of Raw to the main segment on Raw to a WrestleMania match in the build-up. So last week could have been The Undertaker's return, this week could be Triple H's return, next week could be the build-up for so-and-so's match, whoever it may be. And they normally did it like that, but it looks like tonight we're going to see Undertaker come back, Triple H come back, Brock Lesnar make an appearance, I'm not sure if The Rock's on Raw tonight. Be nice to see him show up for a change. So yeah, it looks like we're going to start really getting into the WrestleMania build-up on tonight's Raw, the 25th of February. So yeah, guys, those are the topics that I have for this week in the WWE. Again, we covered Jack Swagger caught with weed, Zeb Colter and Jack Swagger addressing Glenn Beck, the future of the Shield, is Undertaker ready for WrestleMania, John Cena versus CM Punk on Raw slightly, and Paul Heyman versus Vince McMahon in a fight, and the possible return of Triple H, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, all those guys tonight on Raw. If you enjoyed the video, remember to give it a like rating. If you want to leave your thoughts and comments on any of the topics we talked about, do that in the comment section of this video. Also, if you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Again, guys, this is Round Panel 1, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you for watching.